In Tibet, the Lama magicians have discovered a system of lighting rooms by means of a luminous ball of phosphorescent greenish-white color, which increases in luminosity when ordered to do so by the priests, and after the departure of those who are in the chamber, it gradually becomes fainter until only a spark remains, which burns continuously. But since Tibet has been occupied by communist China for so many years, there is no way to check this or determine whether or not it is true. And after seeing the Dalai Lama at the Earth Summit in Rio de Janeiro, I wouldn't believe anything that he said. This apparent miracle is no more difficult, according to the mysteries, to explain than another performed by the Tibetans. You see, there is in Tibet a sacred tree, another metaphor, which sheds its bark annually, and as the old bark peels off, an inscription written in Tibetan characters is found upon the new bark underneath. These secrets of so-called savage and primitive peoples incessantly refute the ridicule which Caucasians almost invariably view the culture of other races. The Druid priests in Britain, recognizing the sun as the proxy of the supreme deity, used a ray of solar light to start their altar fires. They did this by concentrating the ray upon a specially cut crystal or aquamarine set in the form of a brooch or buckle upon the front of the belt of the arch-druid, and this brooch was called the Liath Mysakith, and I believe that I pronounced that sort of right. It's spelled Liath, the second word, Meisicith. And this was supposed to possess the power of drawing the divine fire of the gods down from heaven and concentrating its energies for the service of men. And this is a prime example of how ancient man, in his misunderstanding of science and what he was really dealing with, concocted a metaphor to explain how this crystal was able to start a fire. The buckle was, as we all know, of course, a burning glass or a magnifying glass. And many of the nations of antiquity so revered the fire and light of the sun that they would not permit their altars to be lighted by any other means than the concentration of the sun's rays through a burning glass. And in certain of the ancient temples, ladies and gentlemen, specially arranged lenses were placed in the ceiling at various angles so that each year at the vernal equinox, the sun at high noon would send its rays through these glasses and light the altar fires which had been specially prepared for this occasion. The priests considered this process equivalent to the gods having actually lighted the fires for themselves, and the sun was said to be doing the Father's work at the Most High. In other legends, the Most High God, represented by the sun in its highest position in the sky, in honor of Hu, spelled H-U, the supreme deity of the Druids, the people of Britain and Gaul celebrated an annual lighting of fires on what they termed Midsummer's Day. One of the reasons why mistletoe was sacred to the Druids was because many of the priests believed that this peculiar parasitic plant fell to the earth in the form of lightning bolts. Sound familiar? And that wherever a tree was struck by lightning, the seed of the mistletoe was placed within its bark. And the great length of time the mistletoe remained alive after being cut from the tree had much to do with the veneration showered upon it by the Druids. That this plant was also a powerful medium for the collection of the mysterious cosmic fire circulated through the ethers was discovered by the early priests, who believed this and who valued the mistletoe because of its close connection with the mysterious astral light, which is in reality the astral body of the earth. And concerning this, Eliphas Levi writes in his History of Magic, and I quote, "The Druids were priests and physicians, curing by magnetism and charging amulets with their fluidic influence. Their universal remedies were mistletoe and serpent's eggs, because these substances attract the astral light in a special manner."